everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my personal space where I sit and I talk about things that matter. Now today we want to talk about self-trust. This is going to be a short video, straight to the point, because there's not much I can talk about on this subject, because it's more on self-reflection and looking within yourself and try to figure out what it is about you that makes you not trust yourself. So on today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to regain your self-trust and how do you lose trust in yourself to begin with. So the real question is, how do you not trust yourself in the first place? There's so many reasons why people don't trust themselves. It's because of their past mistakes, past traumas, their failures. Not only failures, but also the fear of failure. And sometimes seeking validations from other people, as if you cannot make your own decisions. You always try to find other people that can validate your decisions. So those friends that come to you and they've already decided that they like a guy or whatever, and they come to you and ask for advice, or they have already decided that they want to stay in the relationship even though it's bad, but they want to come to you so that you can validate them staying in the relationship. Like, no, you have to fight for a relationship, what this and that, or whatever. Those people are always seeking validation, and sometimes it's lack of self-esteem, and sometimes unfortunately it's anxiety. So people don't trust themselves that they can make the best decisions for their lives, for themselves. Sometimes unfortunately when it comes to past traumas, because you have gotten yourself in certain situations or relationships and that have failed, or there were red flags but you didn't see them, and then moving forward you don't really know how to move forward because you're scared that you're gonna make the same mistakes again, or you're gonna fall for the same type of person again. So it really makes it difficult for yourself to trust yourself, because if I wasn't able to make those decisions for myself, if I wasn't able to see the problems before, what is the difference now? What is it gonna make it easier for me now to see them problems? So those type of things always lead to self-trust. I always say this: sometimes people think you don't trust people, but they don't know the pain of not trusting yourself, because you've been around untrustworthy people before, and for some reason you end up seeing yourself as the common denominator, and you think, well, if all of those people were untrustworthy, what is it about me that attracted me to those type of people? What is it about me that is unable to vet people properly? And you may be right that there is something about you that makes you constantly attracted to these type of people, or there is something about you that is unable to see the toxic signs. Sometimes you're unable to see the toxicity because it's normalized, and this happens when you don't come from a healthy background, or you have your own mental health going on. And by mental health, I don't necessarily mean you've got mental problems or whatever, but I mean emotionally, mentally, maybe your mind is not in a good state because of how your life has always been, or your past relationship. So certain things, or just maybe even your environment growing up, so it makes certain things normalized. That's how people can stay in 10-year toxic relationships, and people always ask them, did you not see the signs? Of course you wouldn't see the signs if they are normal things to you. If I come waving a red flag, but I don't think there's anything like this in any other country, by the way. If I come to you waving literally a red flag going like this, a lot of people would think there's something wrong, because red flag always symbolizes something wrong. But if you come from a country or a world, I doubt there is such a thing, that a red flag meant something good. So obviously you would run straight to, I think this is a bad example, but you know what I'm trying to mean. I'm trying to say you would run straight towards the red flag because it's normal where you're coming from. So it's like that also in relationships or lifestyle or friendships or whatever it is, or even toxic work environments. If your mother came home every day saying how horrible their boss is, but they didn't leave their job, you are more likely to think that people are supposed to suffer in jobs because they want money. So a lot of these things shape who you are, examples of why people don't trust themselves. Like I said, today is not going to be a long video. I'm just going to get straight to the point. If you struggle with trusting yourself, it's okay. It's normal. Those things happen. Be honest with yourself. Be realistic about your goals and your boundaries. Keep promises. Learn to keep promises, not only to yourself, but to other people. Also train yourself to keep promises to other people, because if you keep promises to other people, you'll be able to keep promises to yourself. If you make a promise, whether you make it to yourself or someone else, even when you make a promise to yourself, act as if you made it to someone else. Act like you don't want to disappoint that person, even though that person is you. Celebrate your wins, because the more you engrave or instill in your mind that you're a winner, that you are able to achieve things and be on that winner mindset, you are teaching yourself subconsciously that you are able and you are capable. Learn from your mistakes. Mistakes are there for you to learn. Do not dwell on your past mistakes. And another thing that I think people don't trust themselves is because they are scared of making mistakes. This is something that I always have done in my life, and maybe it has worked for me, maybe it hasn't worked. It depends on how you look at my life. But for me, I'm also in a position where I'm never able to blame someone else for my downfalls and my problems or whatever, because 99% of my decisions, I make them myself. I don't like asking for advice, and I'm on the internet giving people advice, but I'm giving you an advice of think for yourself. Think for yourself. Even if you're unable to think for yourself, make those stupid decisions for yourself, because that's the only way you're gonna learn. That's the only way you're gonna learn. And also, sometimes mistakes are the ones who are gonna be your best teacher. So constantly looking for advice from other people and validations, you're never gonna be able to stand on your own. Like I was saying, that I cannot blame anybody for anything in my life because I make my own decisions. Also, on a flip side, even if people are to blame, but if somewhere, somehow, you had a hand in whatever it is, or your demise, whatever, it is always best to learn to take accountability and just take the blame. Do you realize that people who take the blame are often so quick to move on? They're like, so, like, just pay attention to your life and see people that usually take responsibility for things they didn't do. They are so quick to move on with their lives and learn and just move forward. People that go through a divorce and you never hear them bashing their previous partner, they always say, well, it takes two to tango. We both did things and it ended. Those people are always so quick to move on and detach themselves from that whole situation. But the person who's always there pointing fingers about how bad the other person is, or why everything fell apart because of that other person, you never move on, because what are you gonna learn? You're gonna learn that people are bad, but you're not gonna learn what it is about you that attracted you to such a toxic person to begin with. So when it comes to trusting yourself, let go of attaching your decisions, your downfalls to other people. Whether it is someone else's fault, move on and take whatever responsibility, even if it's small, so that you can learn and move on with your life. Like I said, guys, today's video is not gonna be a long series. I just wanted to say that if you're struggling to trust yourself, learn by making the mistakes. Make the mistakes. Make as many mistakes as you possibly can. Like, fall as hard as you can, because if you don't fall and you don't heal, you're not gonna learn anything. Like at school, they gave you homework and they gave you classwork or whatever so that you can make the mistakes, and guess what, you're gonna learn at the end of the day. So if you're always wanting to dump the responsibility on someone else's, or every little decision that you make in your life, you're picking up a call, you're phoning someone, you're never gonna learn to trust yourself. And yeah, guys, this is not a long video. Like I said, I just wanted to say that Work on trusting yourself. Work on trusting yourself. Always learn to be your own person. And I'm not someone who is against community, but even within a community, there are individuals. So learn to be an individual and work on yourself and work on trusting yourself. And you always see that at the end of the day, you're going to be able to make your own decisions. You cannot always rely on other people to make decisions. Also remember, I said this is not going to be a long video and I'm going on and on, but also remember that most of the time when you're hearing advice from other people, they are looking at whatever it is they're giving you advice on from their own point of view. Like for me, there are certain things that I stand by, that are my values, that for me are non-negotiable. So if you come to me probably talking about a relationship and you are telling me about what your partner has done to you, most of the time, without even realizing it, my advice would be essentially what I would do. That's how most people give advice. And it's not always everybody. There are people who are very wise who know how to give advice. But the art of giving advice does not belong to everyone. A lot of other people do not know how to give advice. They only give you what they think they would do in your situation. So that is why it's always important to look within yourself and see what it is that you truly like and what it is that you ultimately want for your life, and just take the leap. Take the leap. You know what? Another thing I said I was gonna another thing, when you don't trust yourself at the time where you wanna make a decision and you feel uncompletely sure, and maybe it's best if you take this when it's not a life altering decision, but even if it is, take the leap and jump and just do it. Just do it. If you fail, you fail. If you win, you win. But either way, there's no failure in life. If you fail, it's a lesson. If you win, it's a win. Good for you. So, and that is it for the video today. I really didn't want this video to be too long. There was something nagging me about self-trust and just letting go of your fears and trusting yourself. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share with as many people as you possibly can. I truly appreciate that. If you come across this video, please don't forget to do that. Thank you for watching. Love you so much. Bye.